Hey everyone, it's me, and Beginner here, bringing you my chapter review for Beelzebub chapter 227. This was primarily a setup chapter, I would say, and it basically what happens in this chapter picks up right where the last one left off, where the trucker Michael drops Fuichi, Olga, and Hilda to his hometown. And I forgot this happens in the last chapter. I remember Hilda mentioning that she has a translator that lets her more so speak English without knowing the language. I'm not sure if she gave that to Fuichi and Olga because they are able to speak English fine. They're able to communicate with Michael and his kids just fine in this chapter. But one of the key things happens in this chapter is that when they get to Michael's house, they see Michael's daughter being chased out by these three thugs, and one of them tries to point a gun and shoot. It looks like and does shoot a couple bullets, while Olga stops him, and Olga's like, "Baby Beel's about to shit himself," and he more so just kicks him in the crotch, and so hard the dude instantly thought of the buttons on the PlayStation controller. And then pretty much and then Olga deals with the other more so game members. Then someone comes out with a knife, tries to take him, says, "Good, you're Chinese." Says you're good, and then asks him, "You're Chinese." Then Olga just dashes into the house and puts Baby Beel on the toilet. And then we get introduced to more so Michael's kids. The first one is Brenda. She looks to be around the same age as Olga and Fuichi. And, wow, so far the way they've been going without America, mainly the LA area of the country, you think they would put some form of stereotype with Brenda, but no. She seems, I guess, relatively normal. Not like a total whore, but, that's besides the point. And then we get introduced to Duran. Now I imagine he's probably the older brother, since he does look like the older one. And what is the fact that he used to be a part of this game, which was from those game members we're from, called the King Jokers. And then basically he says he'll be back again, and he's going to have to try to talk things over with a guy named Corey. Now, keep in mind, keep the names, the King Jokers, those game members, and Corey important, because they're going to be important later on in this chapter. And then pretty much Olga states they've come here looking for the Solomon Company, and they don't want to get involved with that company. And then basically Hilda, Olga, and Fuichi are trying to figure out like why I don't want them to be mentioned. Hilda's trying to get hold of Alan, but he is not able to be in contact with. He's probably asleep. And then we find out the Solomon Company is a taboo name out over there. And basically, a few years ago, they built this huge facility. And at first, everyone was fine, happy, peace and sunshine. And then things quickly went wrong. They took like just about everything from them: their land, their money, their youth, and Michael's wife and those kids' mother, which I imagine those kids' mother. I imagine we're talking about those kids. I imagine those game members from the King Jokers that he's talking about. But I'm wondering why they took pretty much, I guess, mothers, you could say, since Baby Beel's mom is over there. I'm quite curious about that because it could be because I'm not sure why they need mothers for something. That's my guess. Because I won't say it's women, because the fact that Brenda, Michael's daughter, is still in the town, and she's not affiliated with them at all. So I'm quite curious to know as to why they took their kids' mothers, and why. Obviously they took them, but I'm quite curious as to why. Then we go to the end of the chapter, and then the game members that was at Michael's house earlier is talking to this guy Corey. Now, this is most likely the same Corey that Duran was meeting back during dinner during the chapter. And he says he's going to have to capture a Japanese guy with a baby after what those gang members told him. I'm guessing this Corey guy is not only the leader of the King's Joker, but I imagine he could be like an assassin or like a bounty hunter for the Solomon Company. Somewhere along those lines. That's probably my best guess. But yeah, overall, my thoughts on this Beelzebub chapter. It has some funny moments. Primarily the parts when it came to... It was some good funny moments when it came to Olga trying to get Baby Beale to the bathroom. That was really the only really funny moment I would say in this chapter. Overall, this was a decent setup chapter. Overall, this was a good Beelzebub chapter. I wouldn't call it great, primarily. Not a lot felt like it happened much. Just mostly, as I said, setup. But yeah, what were your guys' thoughts on this Beelzebub chapter? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Were you somewhere in the middle? Give me your thoughts down below in the comments. If you liked this video, leave a like. If you dislike it, leave a dislike. If you want to see more content like this, sub to me. But yeah, anyways, I'm a Game Nerd, signing out. Peace and fuck Google+.